going where no roads were before. Wait, hold on. Lucky, you're so good at driving. Lucky, how did you learn how to drive a golf cart?
I learned at school foot.
What are you doing? What are you gonna make? Wait a second, hold on. Wicked Yankee TV.
There's only a really select few people that have run it, all with varying degrees of success. There's been broken limbs, torn up faces, collapsed boats. This waterfall's definitely handed out some beatings in its time. It's a big river getting pinched through a narrow crack there. The curtain punches really deep into the pool. Right when you expect the impact to be, you just keep falling another 10 or 15 meters underwater. He's going to go deep, and I mean, he's amongst the world's very best paddlers. He's on the top of his game at the moment, and you know, I've got no doubt that he'll be fine. But water and waterfalls are unforgiving medium, and yeah, I'll be happy when I see him pop up at the bottom. It's definitely got the potential to do some damage, this drop. Anton's given the all clear signal. I haven't got much of a view from here, but it'll be any second.
Oh, that was a crazy feeling. It felt like I was falling for another 15 meters. Like, I didn't slow down at all when I hit the surface, and I went deeper and deeper, and then like not even a chance. Like, paddles out of the hands, skirts getting blown off, elbow pads gone, just a yard sail over the whole place, pitch black. No, so yeah, right here.
Shit, dude.
Check this out. There was so much pressure in there, I could feel it on my ears, and just my body is squeezing my lungs.
That's the second time I've ever seen that happen purely from water pressure, and the other time was right there. Like, that's a good one to tick off the list, bro.
Tara, isn't it truly incredible that we here at Wicked Yankee TV have the opportunity and the luck to partner with a company like Red Bull, who shares in their outdoor passion and outdoor love to do things incredibly all over the world?
That is exactly what we like to do at Wicked Yankee TV too, to explore the Northeast, have adventures. The courage that their athletes have is truly inspiring.
We are so lucky and so psyched to bring this to you.
Close to any rich, bountiful farmland in New England, you will find a mighty river, or at least one of its many tributaries. The Connecticut River Valley has provided a rich floodplain where farmers have grown their crops for centuries. The river provided an illustrious path to prosperity as timber was harvested from the forested woodlands up north and floated skillfully downriver to waiting paper and lumber mills. The waterways were roads and highways for Native Americans that hunted and fished and traded upon these waters and shores. So many rivers today retain this rich heritage with their Indian names: the Kennebec, Saco, Pemigewasset, Androscoggin, Piscataqua, Pennacook, Contacook, Mascoma, Nashaqua, and Ottaquiche. For thousands of years, the Native Americans believed these waters were sacred and alive. We are now stewards of this special land and must protect it. This is a picturesque New England that visitors expect and residents proudly share and love. These rivers continue to provide these towns with increasing tourism and recreation. With Yankee ingenuity, new novel and adventuresome ways are found to explore the natural beauty and marvel at the tranquility, power, and wonder of these remarkable resources. The journey down the river, what it has been to so many in the past, what it is today, and what it means to future generations is not to be taken lightly. The combination of rivers, valleys, and mountains is powerful and beautiful. Its endurance defines the very spirit of New England and its people. This is truly America the Beautiful. Rivers are the life force on this planet. Their energy and abundance flow through this land, renewing life each spring. We have met some remarkable people along our journey at Wicked Yankee TV. Their spirit and passion are a wellspring that give hope, love, and energy as surely as these rivers. One of the exceptional people we have met is Fred Kretschmann. Humble, kind, he meets us along the forested path of the Galloway River in Maine. He is a fly fisherman. His artistry and skill building bamboo fly rods has made him a juried member of the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen. Bucky and I share a day on the river with Fred.
Good morning, yes.
Where are we going, Fred?
We're going fishing.
Where are we going? What are we going fishing for?
We're going to fish for native brook trout. And there's also some landlocked salmon in here. These are fish that have never been stocked. They're genetically pure salmon and brook trout. And this is the way the fish were 100, 200 years ago when our ancestors came here. So this is a beautiful, pristine, almost untouched river that we're fishing here today.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thanks.
So one of the popular things that they do here in this parking lot is that they cater to canoeists and kayakers and rafters, and that's why this gravel path here is so well groomed. They have to do that to get them around this waterfalls that you're going to see down here in a minute. It's about a 15 to 20 foot drop, and they don't go over that, so they put in below the waterfalls and then float from here on down.
Fred is a patient and careful teacher in the art of fly fishing. His love for this river is apparent. The McGalloway is a remarkably pristine river, as it is undammed and a refuge for wild brook trout and landlocked salmon. The spring is a perfect time to fly fish when the water temperatures are still cool. Fred explains that with these high water levels, though, placing the fly strategically deeper into the water is the key to catching these wild trout. He says they tend to hug the banks and hide deeper near obstructions to protect themselves from the swift-moving current. New Hampshire cold water biologist Diane Timmons works extensively in managing the trout population and educates others on the importance of uninterrupted waterways free of dams and culverts. The brook trout is an indicator species that can only thrive in clean, cool waters. When free to roam unimpeded, like on the McGalloway, they can travel as far as 75 miles to reproduce, ensuring a healthy and robust population. She hopes in the future, less intrusive measures like rock ramps will replace the barriers that dams create, allowing other populations to thrive as well.
We're here on the Androscoggin River. We are looking in search of the great speckled heron
Is it octopus?
crocodile.
The elusive octopus?
The elusive.
Jacques Cousteau.
No,
It's floating,
yes,
it's floating.
It is definitely the elusive French girl with the
We can't put that on TV. Armpit hair?
The armpit
Okay, I'm
hair.
gonna take over.
Hi, it's me, the sensible one. Hello, it's me. We're on the Androscoggin, and yeah, it's a gorgeous day. There you are. There's Bucky. You can see him.
Steve, what was the most interesting wildlife you've ever seen on this river?
Oh, I tell you, seeing the bears swim across the river was pretty impressive.
That is impressive. That's cool.
Although the great heron, which is all white, that I saw last summer, was just very pretty, very impressive. But in the eagles too, though, I tell you, just to see the bald, the national symbol, almost every time I come out here, is a treat, considering that we almost lost the species.
That's true. Well, they've done a good comeback.
Yep, huge. What's that up there?
Where, Nomi? The taller trees or the smaller trees?
To the right. And now we're past it. There's a big bird there.
Where?
Oh, right there. Oh my God. There it is.
Where?
It's just sitting in the tree.
Which one? Okay.
Tree. Keep looking right. Keep looking right. No, look upstream. Look upstream. See it up on here? Yeah, it is.
Where is it? Oh my God.
You see it there?
Yes. Where'd he go? Hold on. Should have lost him. Oh, there he is, right there. There he is.
The wildlife on this river was remarkable and abundant as we kayaked and canoed. Mergansers, turtles, geese, blue herons, they're often seen here. But on this beautiful day, God smiled down on us and granted us a truly wonderful gift. It was like He was sending us a message that we were on the right path, finding the stories that we do. High in the trees overlooking the Androscoggin River, eating a fish he had just caught, was the most majestic bird in the world, the bald eagle. Not only is the bird a symbol of Wicked Yankee TV and reaffirms the messages of good we bring to people, the bald eagle is a symbol of America and the courage and freedom of this country. It's a true conservation success story. As the population of these birds continue to grow, so do the chances of encountering this stunning creature. We were really lucky indeed to have seen him in his natural home, so up close, in the wild, on his land, on his river. We knew this was his domain, and we were just passing through. We felt blessed. Wow, Bucky, I cannot believe what a great time we had kayaking down the Androscoggin River.
It was such a stunningly beautiful day. Everything was just right. The people were cool that we were with. The river was just wonderfully clean. It was New Hampshire after all. And
It was remarkable that the wildlife we saw was so incredible. And Bucky, what did we see that was really pertinent to Wicked Yankee TV?
I think everybody knows our symbol, the eagle.
Yeah.
And so we are so lucky at Wicked Yankee TV to experience all these things and travel all over the place to bring these kind of things to you. The next bit is something we shared this summer, fly fishing in the White River in Vermont, and we caught some fish. Hi, this is Bucky and Tara from Wicked Yankee TV, here learning how to fly fish in Vermont at the Vermont Fly Fishing School with Pete Meyer. And what's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole is new at fly fishing too. So today we're going to show you folks how to fly fish. Not sure if we're going to catch anything, but it's a nice day and it's a good day to be outside here in the Quechee Inn in Quechee, Vermont.
So we're gonna have a good time. Yep.
Yeah, so Pete Meyer from Wilderness Trails and the Vermont Fly Fishing School here in Quechee, Vermont. We try to specialize here in beginners, taking people from soup to nuts, get them on the river.
If nothing else, you'll leave with a reasonably decent idea of how it all works. And you know, if that's how then you make the choice as to whether it's something you want to continue to do.
Right.
A lot of my repeat clients are people who've, reached a good level with what they initially learned and want to take another step. Because there's so many different little avenues that fly fishing allow you. So it's not just a one thing, size fits all thing.
Right.
Like probably seen this before, right?
Right.
On people casting a fly rod. This is called false casting. It's a good way to get the fly kind of in position, but the fish are in the water, so they're not in the air. So the less of this is better. So what you guys are going to learn is to be able to pick up and deliver, just like that. So imagine a big clock in the sky. You probably saw this on a river runs through it. It still makes sense today. And it's not like set in stone. That's a good place to start at a 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock pendulum. And I'll show you what that looks like. So just watch the line. That's 2, that's 10, 2, 10. If I loosen that up too much, you watch what the line does. You see what I'm saying? If I keep it nice and tight, like this at 2 and 10, when I deliver that, it casts out nicely, okay? So that's what we're looking for. And initially, we're just gonna pick it up, bring it to 2 o'clock, and set it back down in the river. And give it about a 3-second count, okay? Hold this away. You're gonna hold a slight angle away from you, okay? You're gonna hold it up like this. And you're gonna use mostly wrist power here, okay? So, okay. Now watch the back of your cast. Ready? Yep, good. A little bit quicker on your front and your forward cast. Good.
She's done this before. Yeah, no.
Okay, so the wind is the fly fisherman's enemy. So hold it a little bit more away from you. So you want to be able to watch that.
Okay.
You don't want it to be a mister.
Okay.
Like behind you where the hooks are.
Yeah.
That's why we're starting without hooks. So you want to be able to kind of watch the tip of this rod. You want to be able to lay it out. Now if I want to put it on that dandelion over there, right there in front of those bushes, pick it up and you're gonna, okay? If I want to put it on the dandelion over there, okay? Now if I want to maneuver around, we're going to do this together, okay? Oops. Okay? And then, okay? This is a reference guide to the invertebrates in New England and the Adirondacks, okay? And as we go through this, you'll notice different flies. There's the actual fly itself, red quill spinner, and these are the corresponding flies that are tied to try to match that as best as possible.
Okay, pale evening dun, and then there's a bunch like that. I've got some pale evening duns and all that kind of stuff in here. And as the year progresses, there basically is a time of year that these different subspecies hatch. There's a stonefly. There's the stonefly in its larval stage. And I've got certain corresponding things here that match that. This is there's the golden stonefly. There's the giant stonefly. We have these in the rivers around here as well. Little green stoneflies, early darks, and the corresponding nymphs that go along with that. So this is their invertebrate look. Then we have the caddisflies, which is another family of flies. They actually, the cool thing about caddisflies is they actually build little cases around themselves. See this?
Oh, that's cool.
They've taken caddisflies
sand?
and put them in like a fish tank with gold and silver and gems and all that kind of stuff
Oh, yeah?
in there, and they make these cases out of precious stones.
Oh, that's cool.
So they use their saliva, and that's a way for them to hide from
Enemies.
predators.
Yeah.
Now, this is the pupal stage. This is when they're about ready to hatch, and as you can see, they're starting to kind of become this flying insect. Okay, but they're leaving all their stuff behind, and it's kind of a mess, and they're headed for the surface. And then once they get to the surface, this is what you see.
That's cool.
And so this is basically trout food. This is all trout food. Right
And
here.
what are the most common flies? Do you get all these species of flies, or is there one that is the most common in this area that we'd be using today?
Well, it's not necessarily if they're the most common. It's what time of year it is.
Okay.
So it's based on, you know, each one of these subspecies hatches at a different time of year.
Okay.
As you start off with very large mayflies, larger flies, and you go to smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you're still fly fishing in November. There's still hatches going on. This is the mayfly side of the family, and they have the upright wings. Okay, when they emerge out of the river, this is kind of what they look like sitting on the river. Through the eyelet, and then I actually put my finger right there. Okay, and then I just keep tension on it using the back of this hand and this finger, and I wrap it 6 or 8 times and put it through. And clench that down. You can see that knot wants to slide down on the fly. Because what happens in New Hampshire stays in New Hampshire, by God.
That's right.
Well, what about Vermont?
Well, we're a little more freewheeling over here.
Well, we kind of figured that.
I think we care less. I don't know if it means that we're trying to be like righteous. I think we just care less.
Or you care more about having.
Is that one word or two?
That's a good question. I think on some occasions you could use it as 2 words.
It's sort of like infrequent.
Yeah. Infrequent, by God. You just got to pause everything at the right place. So I'm just tying this whole brand new leader on here, using my favorite knot, the clinch knot.
So you must be really, really, really good at untangling necklaces and jewelry.
I would say that it's all about, at the end of the day, no matter how you slice fishing, it boils into patience, always.
That's true.
At all steps of it. And since it's better than sitting in the office,
Right.
doesn't matter what happens when you're fishing, it's always going to be better than working. Always.
Well, I've been taking my time to find my way. I've been searching my mind each and every day, taking me back to the place that I belong. Green mountains calling me back home. Yeah, calling me back home. Well, I've been gone so long, I can't stand another day. No print is telling me must be on my way. Yeah, taking me back to the place I belong. Green mountains calling me back home. I remember, and I remember that there's no place like Vermont anywhere. Yeah, no place anywhere.
You going fishing, buddy? Yeah. Okay, where are we going? Fishing. Where? We're gonna go fish the trophy stretch?
Yeah.
What are you gonna catch?
Fishing trout.
Fishing trout, okay. Watch the rod tip. All right. Yeah, bring it in, buddy. Stop right there. Stay right there. Oh, there he goes. He's running. All right, doing a good job, pal.